Welcome back to another episode of Saucy Rossi's Barbecue Kitchen. Today I'm making sweet and sticky ribs on the offset smoker. So I picked these up at my local grocery store. They're just 2 racks of pork baby back ribs, but they look delicious, so I thought I'd pick them up. First thing I like to do is pat them dry. Super important, you always want to pat it dry. Then it's really important to remove the silver skin on the bottom. Start by flipping it over and getting a finger under there. It can be a little bit difficult. If you're having a hard time, I recommend using a butter knife to just kind of start the hole so you can get in there. It's important that you do take the silver skin off for the entire rack as well. Reminder, it is a membrane, so it doesn't have the best mouthfeel. For a dry rub for these ribs, I'm using my Aunt Joe's special homemade blend. It's a rib rub that mainly focuses on brown sugar. It's absolutely delicious, especially when you're making sweet and sticky ribs. As you can see, I'm trying my best to make sure the rub gets on both sides. The bottom isn't as important with ribs, however, still do like to try and get it covered. Then it's time to fire up the pit. So I specifically like to cook my ribs for 4 hours at 275. Then I wrap them with barbecue sauce for 1 hour at 275. Then I unwrap them and I add an additional layer of barbecue sauce at 275. Total cook time is 6 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour. About once an hour, I spray the ribs down with an apple cider vinegar and brown sugar blend. It's important to make sure your ribs don't dry out. Where they're sitting in the barrel with all the smoke, that can happen. So maybe even every 45 minutes is a good idea. So at this point in the video, we've hit about the 4-hour mark. I'm going to go on with the first coating of the sweet and sticky barbecue sauce. It's really important that you remember to get the sides as well, but mainly focus on the top. I try really hard to make sure there aren't any pools of barbecue sauce. If you do have barbecue sauce pooling on the top, simply swipe it down to the side and spread it along. Once you have all the barbecue sauce you want on there, it's time to wrap it. I normally start from the sides to make a better seal, then fold down from the top, then simply throw it back on the offset. In this case, I do have 2 racks, so I'm going to grab the second here and repeat the process. Again, it's really important to coat the top evenly and get the sides evenly. So it's really important as well to pair your dry rub with your barbecue sauce. In this case, both are brown sugar flavored sweet and sticky barbecue sauce, as well as a brown sugar dry rub. So they'll mix well together. As you can see, I'm repeating the exact same steps as before, evenly coating the top and then making sure that you do get the sides. So at this point, there's only 2 hours left in the cook. We're gonna do one of those hours wrapped, like I said, then the other unwrapped. So let's throw these ribs back on the offset for an hour here, and we'll check in on them after that. So like I said, after 1 hour, remove them from the paper. This is going to be about the 5-hour mark of our total cook time. So this is our final time to put on a layer of barbecue sauce. As you can see here, I'm putting on more sweet and sticky and then making sure it's completely coating the top and sides. At this point as well, you are going to be looking into the offset smoker, so make sure you're not getting smoke in your eyes. I know that might seem obvious, but sometimes smoke can pour out in all directions, so do be careful. So once you finish putting the layer on the top and sides, we're going to just let these smoke for the last hour of our cook, bringing it to a total of 6 hours. I know this sometimes can be a lot and a bit intense just for some barbecue, but it is totally worth it. Look how delicious these are looking. A rack of ribs can go a long way on an offset smoker, so I highly recommend doing this if you do have the offset smoker. So we finally made it. 6 hours in, I'm pulling off the racks of ribs. I am drooling right now. These smell and look delicious. And this is the end result. Delicious, sweet and sticky ribs. I ate both of these in one sitting. They were fantastic. I couldn't keep my hands off of them. I highly recommend you make them yourselves. Good luck.